legs.
You can have my legs, but in return, I'm taking your life!
I kinda like that name. Volume.
Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today's gonna be a little bit different of a video. This one's gonna be more so the work that goes behind abridging and how much work it actually is to make an abridged parody. Now, I'm not sure if I'm gonna cover every single step. I'm gonna try to do the best I can to kind of break down the amount of work that it takes to do this kind of stuff and why it's fun for me and why you might be interested in trying it, the equipment you need to set up, and just steps you can take to make it a little bit easier. So, abridged work. What is abridged work? It's essentially anime abridging or parodies where you take the scene, you rewrite the script, you have your own audio, you have your own sound effects, you have your own lip flaps if you need to, because you're going to need to adjust it to fix your audio or fix your dialogue. You have your own voice actors, and you just use what's given to you as visual, and you make it you're not making it your own, but you're parody. You're gonna make it into a parody. Or whatever it is you're trying to do. Fandubbing is the same thing. You just take what you have, you rewrite whatever it is in the dub version, and you try to make the lip flaps work with that scene. You don't really adjust the flaps on it. You don't adjust the flaps on a whenever you're dubbing something, right? You just use what they use. Because you're not, that's just not how it works. With the bridging, you're allowed to adjust the scene and change things in orders and make it where it's your story, essentially getting told throughout your parody, and making your own concept of what your version of the anime is. It's also shortening it up. Abridging is a term for shortening up the anime. So even if it's not funny or is funny or whatever it is, it's essentially you're just making it shorter. That way, if someone is interested in watching this, they can still go to the actual anime and have an idea what's going on, right? So now that we have the basics of what abridging is out of the way, let's talk about the amount of work that goes behind the scenes in this, and why videos can take a lot of time. Ironically, with my team at the moment, we managed to push out 5 videos in a month. I did all the editing. I voiced the main character. I do a lot of the scripting. Luckily for the season finale, I have a little bit of a break. I'm going to let my support scripters kind of have at it. It's going to be a little bit longer of a video. I'm kind of just on vocal rest and just taking a small break when it comes to what I'm doing. I'm not really going to be... I'm gonna check the script, make sure everything's funny, and make sure it's approved by me. But I'm gonna let them have their time to cook the script, since Solo Leveling is focused mainly on Jinwoo, and there are a few other characters in season 1 at least. At least this way they can actually kind of help out and actually be a part of it, because outside of Gemini and whoever Jinwoo's fighting, it's very small screen time in season 1 for other characters, and it's kind of I'd like to have the team to have their shot in the dark too with whatever it is they want to do. Season 2 will be coming. Don't worry. Once season finale for season 1 is done, we're going to go into season 2. We're going to take a small break though. For those who are interested, the link in the description will be linked for you to watch. Solo Leveling Bridge, since YouTube is really hard to get this stuff on. It's just easier to put it on Rumble and talk about it on YouTube, so you have an idea what's going on in my world, right? So, yes. Abridging. There's so much work that goes into abridging. I can knock out roughly an episode just by editing in a single day if I really push for it. If I do a whole 11-hour day of just editing, I do my vocals on the spot as well. So whenever I watch a scene, and since I'm the editor and I voice the main character, I usually just use the scene to support how I do the voices. That way I'm matching the tone. My other voice actors, for example, Gemini, he doesn't really need any footage. he's an AI system. He just does the lines, relatively simple. I do send, footage for like scenes where if the person's got like a panning shot, what that means is when the shot's moving and they're talking, I'll send that to my voice actors. Be like, hey, if you want to do this line and try to make it match a bit better, makes it easier for me. If not, it's cool. That way they have an idea what's going on. I like sending clips and visuals to my voice actors to make sure like they understand the scene, the emotion behind it outside of the script, outside of me just labeling whatever it is in the script, right? Yeah. So editing is a lot of work, especially since you need to redo the sound completely. Finding the accurate music if you want to use it can be a little bit tricky too. I try my best as someone who likes to make it as accurate as possible to use the proper music for scenes. Sometimes I can't find the right music, so I try to get as close as possible or just use something else from that anime to match the scenes, and it makes it feel a lot more like I personally just like it more personally. The script. Let's talk about the script. My scripts are a bit different than others because of how I do them. Sorry, this is really bright. I do mine pretty simplistic. I have my top part of my script, what we're doing, right? The whoever is script writing in the script writer section, and then I kind of just label us in colors. So Jinwoo is green, Jino is light green, Johi is, yellow. All the people that are in this season are going to be colored. Minor characters are like episode one, like one episode ones are just bolded, and you need to search them. You control F, type in whatever you're looking for, and you kind of just go from there. That way, it's as simple as possible for people to find their lines, and they're not looking forever. I like having my stuff color coded. It's OCD. Don't worry about this. This is the old episode. We are currently working on this. We do timestamps. We do things like we label what the end of the scene is, so I know like as an editor like where I'm going. Like where okay, I know the portal opens here. I know exactly where to put this line. I know what happens here. He enters the portal. There's a timestamp where we need it. Timestamps can be a little accurate due to editing. I might have to cut some stuff and shorten it, but ideally little just nudges to know like where I'm at. It's kind of easy to follow the script because I do cut up the scene beforehand and send it to the people to watch. Usually, that's my job is like whatever episode it is, if it's merged or not, I go in, chop, 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 merge it all together, send it to whoever is going to help script it. That way, they have an idea what's going on. And I'm like, hey, this is what we have right now. There are chances that I cut more or extend something, but this is like the base idea of what this is going to look like in this X amount of time, and then that's what we work with, right? Now, the fun part, the voice acting part. This is my favorite part. I think out of all the like, I love editing. Don't get me wrong, editing's like my joy. But when it comes to being able to voice Jinwoo, there's something different about it. It's just if he feels like a unique character. He's not a very hard character for me to voice because I've been doing this for a year now. I've had my high pitch characters. I've had my middle pitch characters. Jinwoo is my first kind of lower pitch character, and I don't mean like low as like I'm going low. Low as in like Aura Farm character. The thing that I've learned throughout this like year of like voice acting is the best way to do this part of the job, which is making your sound effects, your voice act lines, your screams, your emotion come through, is just be the character in the moment. Forget who you are as a person and just be that character. Live in their shoes. Live in that moment. So there's a lot of physical work behind this because whenever I do this stuff, I'll probably have a section on screen where I actually show you me doing my screams, me doing my interactions. If there's an interactive, part with him like doing something, I do a lot of that stuff physically, and it can be kind of jarring, which is why my stuff from my voice sounds so like authentic. Is because I try my best to mimic those as best that I can by doing the actions that they're doing in the anime. Well, obviously, I'm not jumping around like a crazy ass, but like I get physical with it. So abridging and as a whole is really a lot of work. It is. It's truly a lot of work. You need a good team behind you. You need people that are supportive because you can get burnt out quite easily. Luckily, I've only been burnt out I think once while doing this, but not with solo leveling. Just burnt out in like other things. soul leveling is just kind of nice. It's not too difficult to edit. Everything's so clean. Having clean animation as well, just in general, having clean animation to work with is helpful. Having the anime look nice, having it in HD, having it newer anime, it's just their animation is so much easier to work with than like older stuff. Like Yu Yu Hakusho is like kind of like 720p. It's not super clean. Um, it's a little rough around the edges with the animation because it's older. We did Kami Got Killed. That's a little bit cleaner animation. There were some times where the animation did dip a bit, but it wasn't too bad. Just having a good abridged series that has nice, pretty animations does help a lot carry. Like having good animations carries. Like you can kind of get the lip reads a little bit better that way because like it's visually like clear that oh he's sighing here and he's exhausted. Like you can really see like their facial expressions and it's helpful for the scene. Um, Having a good microphone is something that you definitely want to have. I use a Shure. There are other options. I like the Shure. It's just what I've been using for the last, half year or whatever since I've upgraded. And I started on a HyperX, and the HyperX, while it was decent, also I keep tapping it. Well, the HyperX was decent. What it was bad in was screams. It could not handle screams. It would destroy the mic like quality. With the Shure, I'm able to go full send, no hesitation, lung power through the like my vocals are just ripping through my throat and able to full send my screams to be as loud as possible and it won't break the mic or the audio. It might peak a bit, but like that's not too bad. It's gonna probably peak a little bit. You can adjust the gain to fix it. I don't mind a little peak on my audio. It doesn't really bother me since I use my music to help cover it up anyway. But it helps carry the scene a lot. When you have a good microphone that's not a phone. I know I've had a few people join the Discord server and they've been using their phone. So I'm like, buddy, you gotta get a microphone, buddy. Um, it helps. Having a clean mic will help you, get better quality. And also if you're trying to like do this stuff and like whatever it is you're doing it or for whoever you're doing it, it's gonna sound a lot better. So yeah, good microphone. Um, I guess to really like end out on this video, since like I can't really play anything because I'll probably get copyright strict if I even try to. I mean, I can probably play a couple scenes, but we already did the breakdown of how we do this stuff when it comes to sound editing. It's literally just like it takes a good ear, and then also it needs to make sure it matches the scene and it sounds good with the scene. Sounds are kind of just unique to their own like category. Where if you're editing the sounds that you use there's a big variety of way to get the proper sounds. You can do it practically with your microphone if you have the right setup. Like you can look all over online to help get good sound effects for what you're looking for, like swords, blood, whatever it is, explosions. So that part's not too bad. It's not too bad to get. There's so many sources you can get good sounds from. Sometimes finding the right sound can be a little tricky if it's a little bit more complicated and weird. But for the most part, it's not too bad. So to end out on this video, I do have a clip that I'm probably going to end up throwing up in here. I had my OBS on for one of these scenes when I was recording. It's on accident, and I'm going to show it because it's really cool that I'm actually, I'm not even mad that I had it on. It was during the scene where he's like, right here, right? This scene right here. It's like, we have our line, we did our line, and then like we full send our scream, and we just completely like shred into it. I have another one also. It's when he's kind of like battling the thing up close, like this part right here, where he's like battling it off and trying to defend against it. You'll be able to see some physical work behind how I did that scene too. I just forgot my OBS was on. Luckily, that's okay because I've been wanting to do a video like this, so I'm not that mad about it, to be honest. I'm a little mad that I didn't notice it because if I was streaming, oops, but it was just a record. It was just recording. Oopsie. So yeah. Enjoy that part of the scene if I'm allowed to have it. Hopefully I am. And peace.